Hi and welcome to Snake Therapy. I'm Shira and this is Severus Snake, the boa constrictor imperator. Today we're going to review my incredible experience at the Reptile Super Show in Pomona this past weekend. It's one of the largest of its kind, and although I've been to these shows quite a few times, this one was extra special for me. Stick around to find out why, and let's slither on into it. Before we dive in, I wanted to share some news with you guys. I don't usually talk about my blue-tongued skink, Pandora, because this channel is focused on snakes, but I did mention she was part of my animal family in my episode about reptile collecting. I actually got her at a super show last year after falling in love with the little zoo's skink, Topaz. I'd never worked with lizards before, but Topaz's temperament and incredibly intelligent and beautiful eyes made me want to branch out. Unfortunately, try as I might, Pandora and I have not bonded well, and she hides so much that I barely get to even see her, even just to admire her from afar. It made me sad, but I'd made a commitment when I got her, so I told myself that was that. She was my responsibility, and I would continue to care for her regardless of whether she liked me or not. Well, as it turns out, Keely, one of our star volunteers at the little zoo, is wanting to take Pandora to live with her. Keely has several lizards herself and seemed to love Pandora whenever she got to hang out with her at her gigs. So that's what's gonna happen. I would never have tried to just give up Pandora to a rescue or some random person, but knowing that she'll be with someone I trust and care about is a whole different story. That actually makes me feel good, because not only will I still get to see her at gigs, I know she'll have a happy and healthy life, and that Keely will find joy in caring for her. I say all of this because in that aforementioned episode, I stated very clearly that I was not going to get any more snakes because the amount of animals I had was the most I felt I could responsibly manage. And going to a reptile expo was, I knew, going to put that pledge to the test in a big way. I was now going to have one less animal, so getting another would mean I had the same number as I did before, but I still went into this experience with the assertion that I was not buying an animal. Let's get to the show and we'll see how that turned out. Day one of the Reptile Super Show in Pomona, California. I am very excited, and let's go see some snakes. The Reptile Super Show isn't just one of the largest sales of reptiles in the world, it's also a gathering of thousands of people who love them. It's a place to go to admire the beauty of these incredible creatures, to buy supplies in order to care for them, to talk to the breeders and educators, and connect with like-minded folks about our passion for animals. And this time, I was also showcasing something myself. My friend Chad from Golden Coast Exotics offered me a space at his booth to show and sell my snake shed art jewelry. There'll be an episode specifically on that soon because it's about much more than me just making art to sell. But for today, I'll just say it was really fun to get it out there and share it with a larger audience. This year was also different for me because I was going into it with more of a purpose. Not just strolling around and looking, but with the mindset of taking more time to really interact with people and document the experience. Let me tell you, I am still absolutely buzzing with inspiration and excitement from it all. I connected with some people whom I really admire and respect, had a blast with old friends, made new ones, and walked away with a real sense that this year is going to be one full of exciting collaboration and growth. Expos are always exciting because you get to see such a range of incredible and sometimes rare animals, and this was no exception. first day, I bombed around with the little zoo crew, which was extra fun because our animal therapy family got some amazing new additions. All right, we're gonna go meet some friends and probably get a gecko. So Erin is very excited right now because she has been wanting a Chihuahua gecko for a very long time. And we're gonna go look at some right now.
I'm so excited.
I think that's our girl. We're doing it. Are you stoked? Yay! Keely, who'd you get?
This is my new little lemon ghost taco.
Oh, look at that little face. Oh my God.
Next to our beautiful Pine Island Chihuahua gecko. We love so much already.
Yay, new little zoo crew. Watching the delight on their faces at getting their new animals was such a beautiful thing to witness. Another highlight was getting to connect in person with Christine and Trent from Apex Reptile. I am with Apex Enclosures, who came all the way from Arizona. And it's really good to see you.
So good to see you.
Looking forward to this.
So excited.
Not only do they make some of the best enclosures on the market, but they are absolutely stellar humans. And though I'd only had email interactions before, hanging out with them was like seeing friends I'd known for ages. They're going through a major growth period at the moment, as am I. And it seems like we might also have some collaboration ahead of us. So the moments with them left my heart absolutely singing. Meeting Roy from Wellspring Herpetoculture was another major highlight of my weekend. We'd had a couple of brief interactions online, but to my shock, he recognized me and we had a lovely conversation while I admired his incredible Amazon puffing snake, Handsome Boy, whom he hatched from an egg 16 years before and is now the largest of his kind at almost 11 feet in length. Here you can see Handsome Boy's first litter, displaying liana mimicry, a defense mechanism they can employ to make their bodies look twisty to imitate branches. It's hard to imagine that Handsome Boy was ever that tiny. Roy had some beautiful things to share about his deep connection with this animal and how therapeutic reptile keeping has been in his life. And listening to that made me sure that there's a snake therapy episode all about his story just waiting to happen. Now, as you know, I went into this show adamant that I was not going to get a new animal. I repeated it over and over to myself, my friends, and to everyone I met who asked me what I was there to get. I love rosy boas, and there weren't any last time I was here. Can't. No more snakes. Look at that one. Unreal. Gorgeous. No. No more snakes. Dream snake, mandarin, rat snake. Oh my God. No. Day 2 of the Reptile Super Show in Pomona, also known as No Shira, You Cannot Buy Another Reptile Show. This is hard. That second day, I started struggling because I found a very special, hard to find snake who, as soon as I picked up, I fell madly and deeply in love with. I put her back and walked away in a daze, feeling hugely conflicted and confused. Would I be breaking with my integrity if Pandora was going to be leaving my care soon? With her gone, I would actually have the space and bandwidth for a new animal in her place. Asking for advice from friends there, of course, always received the same answer. Get her, get her! This community is no stranger to getting lots of animals, and that's what people go to the show for, so what did I really expect? I lost interest in my camera and wandered around alone for a little longer. My brain was in turmoil.
I am having a crisis because I fell in love with a snake, and I'm not supposed to get any more snakes. And I am planning on letting go of my skink to my dear friend Kiwi, which means I would have space freed up and energy freed up. So I'm starting to rationalize, but I feel like a hypocrite. But oh my god, I'm in love. Help! Help!
I was feeling lost and overwhelmed by the crowds when suddenly a familiar face popped up in front of me. It was Bob Bledsoe from Green Room Pythons. If you haven't watched his channel, you should, because it's fantastic. He's a comedian and a snake breeder and educator, and I absolutely love his content. He focuses a lot on enrichment and good husbandry, and even documented his trip to the Amazon to buy and then release back into the jungle a bunch of wild-caught snakes that were on their way to be imported for sale in the States. I'd met him a couple of times, though only briefly, yet I felt like he would be a really good person to ask for advice about my dilemma. Not only did he talk with me about it, he actually had me take him to see the snake in question and walk me through my thoughts about it. I really appreciated that he took that time with me, even though we barely know each other. After he left, I took one more lap around the show and made a decision. I already knew what her name was. My heart told me she was already mine. She was coming home with me. So I got the most incredible baby Japanese rat snake as the icing on the cake to one of the best weekends I'd had in ages. You'll meet Alora soon after she gets time to settle into her new home. She's amazing, and I couldn't be happier that she's mine. But now, for absolute sure, I'm at capacity and cannot get any more snakes. I came home after each day of this show absolutely beaming, full of new ideas for the channel, for my artwork, new friends and deepened connections, and a new family member. I'm so full of gratitude and excitement, and I hope you feel it and get some vicarious pleasure too as it seeps through your screen. Follow your passions, spread positivity, and love your animals well, and good things will come to you. I can feel it. 2024 is going to be a good year. Thanks for sharing this journey with me. I'll see you next time for more snake therapy. Oh, thanks.